Hello and welcome back to RookGypsy Plays Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I believe this is part 78. It's been a while since my last video, due to various reasons, but let me just check characters one last time. It's been a while, so I don't remember what everyone is, what I was trying to do. Which is what happens when, you have lots of things going on, and then you try to, deal with other stuff, and realize, I gotta deal with this thing first, and then you get back and realize, pretty busy all day, and you realize, I am tired, and I need to relax somehow. Making videos isn't really relaxing for me, so I was doing what I was pretty much been a little, busy with life. I'm trying to, relax a little bit. I only had time to, relax and stuff, so I was like, alright, well, I think I was doing this mission. So I was like, just relax doing what I know I'll relax with, and so that's Stardew Valley, Granted, because of that, there's probably no way I can get to recording this. I can get to streaming this week, so yeah. No night swords, no. All right. Well, I guess I'll do this mission for now. See how that goes. This is gonna be one of those you need to get something, but you don't really need to worry about it. I think. Pretty much. I'm recording at a different place. I don't have Wi-Fi, so I'm not going to use my phone to make any sort of music. I don't know. Won't have anything in the background playing, but oh well. Let's see. So yeah, this is pretty much, there are these insects, there's this thing, there's that thing, the panthers, the beetles. Really the outlines, but whatever. Just put it on the back. Said no night swords. I think this was a great sword. Yeah, that's fine. But, you're almost done with that. And that's, I think it's a blade. I don't know the difference. There's a lot of weapons that are just bladed of some kind. It's like night sword. This isn't really a night sword. This is this thing, but not really a that thing. You're almost done with everything, so I want you there as well. That should be all of it. Nah, that's good enough. I think you were learning slow, weren't you? Yep. Start the fight. Oh, so this is just on the way. Alright. I wonder if this game would have been better if there were random encounters. I don't know. Just do what I can. I should just protect. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do at this point. So just an update. There's been a lot of stuff going on with my life right now. So the main thing is that my dog is. So I have 2 dogs. I don't know if I mentioned this in any of my previous videos, but I have quite a few pets. 2 dogs and a cat that I'm taking care of right now. And my dog, one of the dogs, they're a brother and a sister, so we had some issues with the brother a while back. He had, he's always been the one that has, issues and stuff. And it's generally because he's not a very smart dog, I would say. I think he's pretty dim, in my opinion. But I guess of the 2, he is the craftier, or he, learns stuff a little better. I think this is the one, yeah. What does this do again? Oh, the defense is what I want. But because of that, one of the things that he's, so the female dog, her name is Sheba. She hasn't really had any sort of issues we've noticed in the past. But recently, what happened was we noticed that or at least my relatives noticed that she has been having a hard time getting around, like getting up, getting down. I'm like, yeah, she's getting old as well. Initially, it was just the male dog, Justice, but we realized that Sheba's been having some issues, and then one of my relatives was like, "Oh, she seems to be growing something on her leg." I was like, "Oh, where? Where is it?" They didn't tell me where. I was like, "Huh, that's a little strange." Because they're like, "Oh, the doctor will find it. Just go give her a checkup." I'm like, "Okay, well, this is stupid. Go away. All right. Sorry about that." So yeah, I was like, "All right, sure." So I went to give her a checkup yesterday, and then or more accurately, the day before, I took her to a checkup and stuff. So we had her like checked out. The checkup, we were there for like 4 hours because apparently this is emergency season because we got a bad day and everyone was like, I need to check this, I need to check that, and such. It was like a pain, but it was really just dull and dreary because there's nothing you can do at a vet. There's like literally like there was like there were some magazines that I went with my cousin. He was like, "Oh, I guess I'll read the magazine." Like my phone died. I'm like, we didn't bring chargers. Like we were unprepared. We didn't. We thought it was gonna be like 20, like an hour at most. I thought it was gonna be an hour at most. But like apparently, I was like, oh, this doctor's only. Like, I'm the doctor. This person is the doctor. They're busy running around because right when we get there, about 30 other people or not 30, but like a bunch of like emergencies just like immediately came in. And I was like, uh, really, really. So pretty much like we were also like a little late, but we went into the room, and then the doctor came by. I was like, oh, or the nurse came by and checked her like, oh, there's nothing here, but like, or like I was like, oh, she's not eating. We know she hasn't been eating a lot. They're like, oh, there's nothing here. Maybe it's something else. The doctor will come by and check it out. We waited and waited. Finally, the doctor showed up after like an hour. Like, sorry about that. Check the dog. I was like, oh, there's nothing I can do. You have to we need to run a blood test. I can't notice anything. There's like the first thing we don't notice anything. We have to run a blood test. I was like, okay, fine, we'll do a blood test. It's like it'll take 20 minutes. I was like, okay, sure. The 20 minutes turned into about an hour and a half. I was like, why is it taking so long? They're like, oh, there's a lot of emergencies just came in. I was like, fine. What did the blood test tell? I was like, oh, the blood test says she's anemic, and there's might be something wrong on her liver. We don't know for sure. There might be something wrong with her spleen or something, or liver or spleen. I don't know. We don't know. We need to do an ultrasound. I'm like, one thing after the next. Why didn't you just tell us you needed all this stuff? Right? Initially, it's like I didn't say that to the doctor, but I'm like, why isn't it like, oh, we need this? By the way, the blood test, well, we won't tell you anything. We also need to do this, this, and this. I was like, could have done that all at once. Instead, you decided, it's a blood test. Oh, the blood test doesn't tell us anything. We need to do ultrasound. It's like, really? So they gave her a little ultrasound. What happened was the ultrasound person, I guess, wasn't there. So the doctor gave an ultrasound, or a makeshift ultrasound, and I don't know. She said there was something on the liver, wasn't sure what it was. She said it's best to let her stay overnight, and then so that they can give her like an IV drip or something because she's dehydrated. I was like, no, we're not letting her stay overnight because it's very expensive to stay at a hospital like a vet overnight. I was like, no, I don't think we should leave her overnight. We'll just take her back and bring her back tomorrow morning. So we bought, and then they're like, oh, just give us some like dog food, like give us like. They're like, oh, we'll prescribe you this dog food. It's high caloric, so she might be more inclined to eat it. I was like, all right, sure. High caloric, yeah, sure. Give her to her, see how she feels. So we took her back. So we took her back. You know, we got 6 cans of this dog food. It was pretty much pate. I opened a can up, gave her some of it, couldn't give her. We got back at like 9, essentially. Or no, we left the vet at 9. Got back like around almost 10. So I gave Sheba some of the dog food, and she was very happy with the dog food. But the person also said, "Oh, give her a little bit at a time because it's very high caloric. If you give her too much at one time, she might throw up." I'm like, "Okay, sure, good point." So I gave a little bit of it, and then she loved it. And the next day we brought her in the morning to give her a proper ultrasound, I guess is the way of putting it. Gave her the ultrasound. They're like, "Oh," so I dropped her off. We dropped her off essentially, and they said, "Oh, call back at 2 o'clock for an update." So I called back at around 2 for an update. Oh yeah, the doctor's out of the office right now, or the doctor's taking her break right now. So call back in like we'll have her call you back in an hour. Hour and a half passes. I called at 2:15 by the way, just to give her a little bit of leeway. 2:15. Because when I called her at 3:45, I called her back like, "Oh, the doctor's on her lunch, so she'll be back within. She'll be back at like 4:15. Call in like half an hour." Like, all right, if you insist. Called like waited until like 4:30 to call because it's like exactly half an hour, right? Called. Doctor's taking care of somebody. We'll have her call you back, and we'll just have her call you back. Fine, okay, sure. And of course, like it's not just that. It's also like every time I call, it's like, sure, wait for what are you here for? Oh, I need. Okay, you're here for. Okay, just look it up. Okay, yeah, for the. Okay, I'll put you on hold for a sec. Can you please hold? Like, sure, I'll hold. So every time it's like, I'm on hold for like 3 to 5 minutes. It's not like a minute. It's like hold 10 seconds. Oh, the doctor's like doing something. She'll call you back. No, it's like hold for like I'm on hold for like minutes at a time. Which I'm like, really? Guess it's still better than calling the bank, but still. So finally, it's like, all right, well. And then finally, like, oh, yeah, she has growth on the liver. Just come by. It's like, okay, so you couldn't tell me anything. Oh, you're looking behind you. That's hilarious. He's actually. It's hilarious that he's. This is him. We came in from this direction. It was looking this way, and now he's looking in that way. And he's like, "There's no oasis. It was back there. We missed it." All right, Master Render, Master Slow, Master Bolt Sword, Master Pierce Through, Master Reflex. He also masters Shield. Yep, leveled up. Skills leveled up. Goody. Blue Rose I need. I'll trade it for this nice Gisha Greens, or should I do something else? A lot of this green stuff, so. Adamantite, I want the level 3. I'll trade it for, trade for rapiers. Yes. You want to come in? No, too bad, I don't need you. Uh-huh. So yeah, that was a bit of a pain. And then I was like, alright, fine, I'll come by and stuff. I know that guy mastered Bolt Sword already, so. Yep. So I was like, alright, well, just come by and we'll give you an update. I was like, alright, fine. So I went, of course I did. Got there, at whatever time I got there at. So they're like, oh yeah, we need saying, oh yeah, so ultrasound shows that there's this growth on her. It was pretty much just saying that there's a growth on the liver, and I was like, okay, well, what can we do about it? They're like, oh, there's nothing we can really do. Or miraculously said, no, we can give her like this. There's a thing we could do. Like we recommend doing this thing to check to see the liver. Like, we'll take a sample of the liver and send it off to the lab, essentially, because they can't. I'm assuming they can't do jack, like, diddly squat there. So I was like, okay, we'll send it to a lab and stuff. And then, elementalist to become summoner, right? White mage, elementalist. Wait, what? Elementalist, yeah. Alright. So I was like, okay, well, alright, fine. You need this? Fine, we'll give it. I'll comply, you know. And then I was like, alright, here's the, I think I learned. She's like, oh yeah, you know, we'll look through this. Or no, I didn't comply. I was like, you want to do this surgery, but like doing so, like you want to do this, you want to gather a sample, but doing so could harm her, like my dog. And I'm like, I don't want to harm the dog. Is there any other like option we can do? Like there was like they didn't offer like any other option. They're like, yeah, no, we would just recommend doing this. I'm like, so there's nothing else you can do. There's like nothing else. Like yeah, no. This is what we recommend. Just give her this, do this. We'll take the sample and then we'll see what we can do. I'm like, because they couldn't tell. They could see that there was growth, but they couldn't tell if it was cancerous or not. So at that point, I'm like, we've been waiting here. Clearly, you guys are overbooked. People keep walking in, like even like they're like, oh, it's closing time, and it's like they close up shop and whatnot. Like I can see like people are like still coming in and stuff. I'm like, there's clearly people coming in like all the time. Even though you're supposed to only close at like 8, I can still see people like coming in at like 10 p.m. Or like we left at 9. I was like, people are still coming in at 9. You know, don't know what's going on or what you're trying to do, but clearly you guys are overbooked. That was a pain. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take her home. There's clearly there's nothing you can do at this point without harming her or possibly harming her anyway. And I'm not gonna like leave her here because she's already really old. Like my dog is not like she's not young. She's pretty like up there in age. I'm like, you know what? The dog's pretty old. She's had her time. We'll just leave. There's nothing else you can do, clearly. I'm just gonna let her like live the rest of her life out. And they said that's a bad idea. It's like what? Why? Like oh she's living like with an she has this thing. She has a fever, or she's living like pretty much like a bad life, or essentially, she's what the doctor told us. She's like she's not living a good like quality of life. Blah 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 blah. You should just put her down. Like really, your second option is just kill my dog. So yeah, you have to think about the dog. I'm like, yeah, and I have to like think about morals as well. My moral is like I don't kill for no reason. I'm not gonna just say, hey, you should die now. Sorry, too bad, you can't live. You're gonna die now. So yeah. Needless to say, that was sort of it was also frustrating because like any sort of like opinion I had, the person was like, no, that's a terrible idea. Like, we don't recommend that. It's a terrible idea. Like all the staff were pretty much like trying to were not like they didn't think my idea was good at all. Like the 2 staff people I talked to, not all of them, but I was like, I don't think she's having a bad life. I think she'll just we'll just take her back and stuff, and we'll like let her live the rest of her life out. We'll make some changes and stuff. They're saying that's reckless. That's not thinking about the animal. That's a lot of this stuff. I'm like, your opinion. You can keep your opinions and stuff. You have your opinions. You can keep them. Shit, I forgot. Was that guy using a? I think he was using a night sword. Shoot. Oh well. I didn't check the guy. Oh well. So they have a lot. They had a lot of opinions, and they didn't think any of mine were the right way to do things. I was like, fine. That's the way you. If that's what you think, that's the way you think. That's fine. I'm not going to be guilted into it. I've seen what happens to old people. Like, she's had a good life. She's lived. She's old for a golden retriever. If it's her time, it'll be her time. You can't stop death. There's just no way of stopping it. Everything dies at some point in time, and I'm just gonna let her live as good as it can be until that time. Which is also why we changed up her diet and stuff. Like we initially were feeding her dog food that we just bought, and we're like, all right, well she doesn't like that because the doctor was like, she's not eating, she's not drinking, you're just letting her starve, you're just letting her wait till death, and I'm like, she's clearly eating. Okay, don't tell me she's not eating. She's eating the dog food. It's going into her mouth, and it's in her mouth, and then it's gone. She's not spitting it out. She's consuming it. Okay, that's the definition of eating. Like, oh, the dog's not doing this. She's supposed to be gluttonous. I'm like, oh no, I can make her gluttonous. She's not drinking water. I can get her to drink water. So, I've got her to drink water as well. It's not like, I did my own experiment. Like, when I went home with her that night. It's not like we took her home, just fed her dog food. I'm not an imbecile, okay? And it was like, all right, well, they're clearly acting like, you're a terrible owner, you're irresponsible, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm taking care of her. I have a plan. Though the plan is definitely a little bit more expensive, it's still a plan, so. So, yeah. So we brought her back, and I fed her a meal. She loved it, ate all of it. There was nothing left over I could, I'm like, alright, well, she's clearly eating this, and she's clearly eating that, so I'll just feed her higher quality living until the time is. It was just like, getting the fact I was like, alright, well, she clearly doesn't have a lot of time left over, so we'll just make the best of it. Which is apparently the bad thing to do in the medical world. So you should just let the people die. Which I'm like, I don't mind, really, because I don't really care about other people. Really, they're zeros and ones until I get to know them, in my opinion, at least. Which is a terrible opinion, but still, it's an opinion. I take care of those that I can take care of, and I will not take care of those that I can't because I just cannot. Humans have limits for reasons, so you're clearly dying. Alright. Actually, just come over here. Maybe I'll take care of that one. Yep, you'll definitely take care of that one. So yeah, it was, I have the time to take care of her. It's not like I don't have time to take care of her and stuff. I have the time. Oh yeah. Besides, there was pretty much like, if you do this, you could ruin her life forever, and she could die on the spot. Was pretty much the way, like they told me. It was because it's like, all right, well, we don't want the thing to rupture, is what it is. And I'm like, okay, well, if it ruptures, that means it's bad, that she's gonna die, not live for very long. But you also aren't gonna be able to give her surgery to take it out because she's old. Even if you give her surgery, her quality of living is gonna like plummet to the very depths of it. Quality, essentially. So you're not really giving me any options here, is another way of putting it. The options are, you know, I'm improving her quality of living and waiting for her to die, or I mean, the options they gave were not great. It was, hey, we can do this thing that you won't do surgery for because she's old. So we can do this test and send it off to this lab and cost you a lot of money for it. And then from that, I mean, it'll cost you a lot of money, and from that decision, you can decide whether or not you want your dog to die fast, like to die faster, or to die, or just like this surgery itself could kill the dog. It's like, okay. The second option is you just kill the dog now, save the hassle, and pay us for it. I'm like, really? I'm not killing my dog now. She still has like some vitality. And then it's like, or you can take her back, which we don't recommend at all, because then you'll be a terrible owner. Like, yes, yes, you told me that already. You don't think I'm a good owner. Fine. I don't care what you think at this point. Yeah, that one didn't die. Gotta take care of this one first. So yeah. Moral of the story: they wanted. I don't know if they value life the way I value life. So I think that's just philosophical reasons. So it differentiates us, which is fine in some senses, because we live in America and they have their own rights to their own opinions. Well, they have the right to their own opinion. Hanging on by the thread there, aren't you, Golem? You little goblin. Other than that, not really much. Not much has happened since my last. Oh, look, Mom Blanc died. All right, sure. Really, not much else has happened. It's just been job interviews, I guess. I had a couple of those, and then I don't know. Using an item, huh? Good for you. Yeah, I mean, I had a couple job interviews. Then I went to go look up some stuff. Downloaded the software I needed to go. I downloaded OBS. Yeah, OBS to stream stuff. But I don't know how any of it works, so I need to go look that up later. But I'm also like, need to make videos for the YouTube channel and stuff because I'm like, I have not recorded in a long time. Should get back into it. I was supposed to be, in the thing. Supposed to be, on track, recording every day, but because of the dog incident, I have not been. And plus, I've been like busy with other, like just the job interviews and stuff. And then there's of course my mom who keeps saying everything I do is worthless. I'm like, sure, that's typical. Should have expected just as much from that. So yeah, it's nice living with a woman that tells you everything you do is worthless. How nothing matters, nothing you do matters, and everything you do is a waste of time, and that I should be doing stuff that isn't a waste of time, you know, which she doesn't never mentions because it's like, so what isn't a waste of time for you? Having a job? Clearly, I don't have that thing, you know. It's like, all right, you're just not adequate at speaking at all. Illiterate is pretty much the definition of my mother. Half-baked knowledge, and then she bites her own herself in the well. Yeah, I mean the way I could describe my mother is like she shoots herself in the foot because she doesn't know what she's talking about, and then by the time she says something, it's like, all right, well you've clearly contradicted yourself here, and she's like, oh no, that's not what I meant. But like, it doesn't matter what you meant; it's what you said that matters, and what you said is this, because no one's gonna care what you meant to do. It's what you actually did that matters. So yeah. Like, I meant to go to the store to buy you food, but I didn't do that. Now, did I? Right? It's like, oh, I meant to go to the grocery store, but I didn't. That mean anything? No? Alright. Inspiration. I don't know what that is. See if there's anything else I can do. Check about skin. Just do it for the points. Who should I set? Who should go? Set a lower mobs. I don't really care about the ones. Alright. Check about hope. Send you. Da 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 da. Who else is there? Former needs a juggler, I think. Rabbit tail, don't have that. Darn kids, don't have that. Spirit stone. Send one clan member to. Okay, let's see. 4 battles. No? Alright, sure, whatever. I don't care. I don't need him. Well, not much anyways. Darn kids. Soldier's Wish. Don't have any of those. Clock Tower. Can't do this one because don't have that. I don't have a dictionary. I don't have this. Don't have this one, I think. I don't have the bent sword because I don't have Rumble's tail. Which makes me wonder where I get Rumble's tail. I don't have any of those. I don't know what this one is. I need jerky. Or I have jerky, but I don't have Blue Mage. I don't have a Blue Mage. Does this give me anything good? Questionable. The Red Wings, I need the Spirit Stone. The Desert Patrol. I want to clear the Red Wings first before I go on next. Oh man, I'm over time. Alright, well. Thanks for watching, and it's pretty much just my rambling at this point. But alright, well. Thanks for watching, and then if you like the channel, please do subscribe. Or like the video, please subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching. Bye.